Norm, welcome. So we have Norm here about to run a quick win campaign. And Norm, I love the message. I love the message of helping people find a side hustle and start the journey of earning extra income, through means other than their job. Plenty of things out there in the world and plenty of ways people can generate income, but clearly that's tapping into a pain point, right? Clearly, it's tapping into a desire people want, and in the especially in the uptick of entrepreneurship in the last 10, 15 years, there's been a wide variety of ways people can create income. So what you're doing, just so the audience knows, you're putting together a quick win campaign, but you're doing it in the form of a 2 hour seminar because you've got some co-presenters. You've got two other co-presenters who are presenting on other areas of franchises and other ways you can invest in real estate, these sort of things. Your idea is to give everyone all the sort of main tools, the main ways people of your age bracket are making money online as a side gig, and you yourself running a network marketing company, and your main question is how to go about presenting your offer after the quick win campaign. So what are my first question would be, how many people do you have signed up already? Are you so you've got the dates all planned and everything? How many people do you have signed up? How many people do you hypothesize will be attending the event?
Well, I have 8 people that have said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not posted on LinkedIn or Facebook the long posts, which will go out on uh, May 6th. No, May, my calendar's all messed up. Let's see, April 29. May. Actually, it's going to go out this weekend.
Okay.
Give people 2 weeks notice. And in that post, I'm going to say, if you want to register, and then I'll collect a short questionnaire. What have you done? What are you looking for?
Okay.
What would make a difference? So then I'll know how many people I have. But the female presenter, she said she got a following of 500 people in her uh, business followings, and she said she has a 65% open rate. And so I'm expecting to get quite a few people from that. So I'm going to say, I would expect to say I may have 10 to 15 people on the podcast or the Zoom call.
Yep.
That's
Okay,
my
great.
optimistic.
Yeah, because that should be very doable. And especially if you're getting if you're combining audiences and you're getting people to promote and the message is spot on, you're gonna have interest. I hypothesize there are plenty of people out there who know there's you know paths to generate income that they're probably not tapping into. And as I've talked about with you in the past, um, a really cool entry point is to tell your audience, hey, you already have assets, you already have a phone, you already have rooms in your bedroom, probably not being leased out to Airbnb. You probably got a spare home somewhere. You probably got a car you can lease out. You probably got all these different things that are already sitting there that you can tap into as an extra stream of income. And to help people understand and I guess shift their mind in a way to think resourcefully, I think it's a really cool way to just get them a quick win, get them understanding what they can do, see what path is best for them, and take an action step towards it. I think that's pretty
Absolutely.
cool. So you're sending them a question because if the numbers are relatively small, if you have less than 25 people on a Zoom call, it's quite manageable to be able to reach out personally afterwards, right?
Oh yeah,
So that's probably where you're best suited. You know, if people are running quick win campaigns and they're of different sizes, your time is best spent in different ways. Your time's best spent reaching out to people one on one if it's less than, you know, 25 people. Um, you could, if it's less than 10, you could easily get on quick one-on-ones with people.
sure.
Um, but your main question is, okay, my overall message, my overall theme is to give people a broad scope of what's possible for them in terms of generating a side income. And then your question is, how do I go about introducing them into the opportunities you have, opportunities
Yes,
with network marketing, opportunities in the world of health and wellness, correct?
yes.
Okay, cool. So the flow is explain to me again about the questionnaire. So people sign up, they say, "Yep, I'm interested in learning this," and they sign up for the webinar or the seminar, whatever you want to call it, and then they get a link to fill out a questionnaire. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And what's on the questionnaire? Is it sort of what they're looking for? You know, questions about what's interesting to them, what problems they're trying to solve. What's the questionnaire all about?
Well, I haven't put it all together yet, but you've got the right idea. I'm going to be asking them, have you ever tried a side hustle? Do you currently have a side hustle?
Yeah.
What will a side hustle do for you if you could generate an additional stream of income? What would an additional stream of income amount do for you?
Yeah.
Um, what area of expertise do you think that you would be excited about? Do you think that health and wellness would be something you'd be interested in?
Mhm.
And fill this out, and then I'll send you the link. That way, I'll get their email and their phone number. If I,
Okay, cool.
well, I should have some of that already, but that way I can give a link that will be legitimate link people instead of just anybody out there in the world that wants to crash my Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I don't think too many people are going to crash your Zoom like a party. Don't know if that's going to happen. But how many questions are on the questionnaire? Is there about seven or eight?
Yeah, I haven't put it together yet, but that's about right. Not even
Yeah.
that many.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too many. Questionnaires are a weird thing. They don't take a lot of time, but they can take mental effort. And
Mhm.
so normally a survey or a questionnaire can actually add a little bit of friction, and
Mhm.
um, it can be good friction. There can be a good level of friction. Um, but I wouldn't get discouraged if a low percentage filled that out if you don't make it mandatory, because some people, yeah, they want to join an event, it's free, they're like, cool, I'm keen to know more. When you give them a survey, you know, we all know our lives are busy. We're kind of not really all that invested yet in this event. We haven't really attended it. We haven't really, got any pre-work yet or anything like that. So a questionnaire needs to be framed in a way that's motivating. So, for example, if you were to say something like, there are a lot of ways in which people can earn income. I want to tailor this specifically for your needs, right? Um, you got to give them a reason to do so. If you say, hey, fill out the questionnaire and I'll see you on, May 10th or whatever you have it, then they don't have a super amount of motivation to fill it out unless they really like, know, and trust you, unless they're really excited about it, unless they just love questionnaires, you know, whatever it is. Generally, people are busy with their lives and they're like, why am I filling out a questionnaire? I'm just going to show up. So it can be quite low because it takes quite a lot of mental energy, because they need to think about it, the questions, they need to like, what am I interested in and whatever. oh, I'm just gonna continue doing what I was doing, watching Netflix or scrolling on my phone or whatever. So there is that. You need to give them a reason, and the reason needs to be, pretty clear and compelling. So what are your thoughts there?
Okay, I agree that if you give too many questions to people, they get locked up.
Yeah,
They can't process. So that would be definite for sure. And then if I do a questionnaire, I want to tailor this to your needs.
yeah,
Um, that's a good way to say what are you most interested in. But on the other hand, my question is, how do I get the link to them without just broadcasting it all over to the world? Because I need to capture people's emails or phone numbers of the people who I don't have.
yeah,
So when I post on LinkedIn or Facebook, if I just put it out there, how am I going to get them to send me their information
yeah.
before they get on?
Do you have a way to create a landing page? That's
Um,
that's how you create. That's how you would generate their emails. That's how you would collect their email name and email.
I don't know how to do landing pages. I've tried different times, and I don't know for sure what's available out there that I can put
Yeah.
together this pretty quick.
Okay. Do you have a CRM, so customer relationship management tool, like you know, something for your
HubSpot,
business? HubSpot?
HubSpot,
Cool. Um, you could
the
create a
free
landing
version.
page on that. So are you able to create landing pages on the free version where it collects their emails and their email goes into your database?
I don't know. I think I've tried it before, and I wasn't able to because it was free. So I'd have to investigate that. That's why I was going to do a survey,
Yeah.
A Google form,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Either
or
way,
Zoom has something.
yeah.
Doesn't Zoom have some sort of a
Zoom changes all the
collection?
time, but
Oh,
normally you can, if you tick for them to register, then you can it will collect their email by if you click under registrants, it'll have their email. Um, yeah, it should be fine. Since the numbers are relatively small, you're hypothesizing, then you can reach out to people one on one. You can collect their name and email through Zoom if you wanted by clicking having them actually register. You have to click under settings when you're setting up the Zoom. You can have them, register instead of just giving them the Zoom link, and that will, unless things have changed, that will tend to collect their email. But that's going to be that's going to be something you want to do. Other than that, you can also just track their names and how you contacted them, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it is, and reach out to them personally afterwards. That can also just be doable. If you want to do things that are a little bit more streamlined and you want to set up something like a landing page, then you could explore how HubSpot might be able to do that. Zoom doesn't create landing pages per se, um, but you may need to, where your time is best spent isn't spending hours setting up tech. Because it's a
right.
smaller event, your time is best spent relationship building. So when you have people say they're interested and you can send them a Zoom link to register, you could either just personally send them the link to the questionnaire and have them fill that out. Obviously, you're going to have they can list their name, um, and you get them to list their email as well in the questionnaire if you wanted. But that's really, you have multiple ways of doing it, and some ways are just easier than others. Some ways don't require a lot of tech to set up, but that may be down the path if you wanted to do something where you can get it, where you're going to get 30, 40, 50 people interested. You may need to, start making it easier for yourself. You know what I mean?
So I hear you that the small numbers will be easy to create the relationship with them and just say, hey, I'm doing this. Here's the link. See you there. And if I have a lot of people, then I need to start thinking about landing pages or other things.
Yeah.
But my question now is, if I throw this on LinkedIn and Facebook and people go, oh, I don't know who Norm Dawson is, but I've seen him on this platform, I'm going to go check it out. And if they just show up on the event, then I use the registration. That way I'll capture their email and their phone number
Yep.
and name, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah. The
that sounds good.
yeah, Zoom should be able to do that if you tick the box that says they have to register.
Okay,
I do
that's
that
easy
for
enough.
almost every event I run because it's easier for them to add it to their calendar.
Yes,
Yeah, so people can they go to the registration page, they put their name and email in, and then the follow-up email and these sort of things will give them the opportunity to add it to their online calendar, Apple or Google or whatever. And that's always that tends to be very necessary for people. You don't really want to rely on their ability to manually put it into their calendar or remember. You want to make
uh,
it as easy as possible for them. So that's one way to go about it.
okay.
So what are your thoughts there?
I think that's probably the best solution is just to let them register on Zoom. That way I can capture it. And I think there's even a question that could be asked on that registration, isn't there?
Um,
What would you like to get out of the seminar or something? I don't know. I'll
not
check
too
into that.
Not too sure. Not too sure if there's a question you can on the Zoom registration page, but you can, at least you used to, you could modify the registration confirmation email. So
Oh,
the confirmation email, Zoom changes all the time, right?
yeah,
So you used to be able to, or you probably still can, um, go to the settings and see what the confirmation email is. And if
sure.
you want to ask a question there, you can. That's probably a good way to engage with them. But
Okay, good. I like that.
whatever you can do to build relationships, have a back and forth, have a chat with them. So the main way they're following this event, the main way that they're getting in touch with you is you reach out on social media and you say, here's what I'm running. Would you be interested? Or they reply to a post or they reply to an email, something.
Yeah,
You send them the link that says, cool, here's where to register. They register for the event. You could either send them the link for the questionnaire in the confirmation email as they sign up, or separately. You could say, here's the registration link for the Zoom, and here's a questionnaire so that the contents in the Zoom call are tailored to you and your needs. You could do
yes.
either or. If you can modify the email that Zoom will send, I would, that'd probably be better so that you can say, here's the registration link. Once you register, you're going to get a confirmation email with a link to a questionnaire. I'm going to use that questionnaire to make sure the contents of the call are tailored to the problems that you're solving and the needs that you want right now.
Well, I love that. That's great.
Yeah, could do something like that. In terms of after the event, you're thinking of how do I invite people into the opportunity I have with my network marketing? That'll be best done one-on-one, I would think.
Yes, I
So
agree.
you want to track you want to track a couple things. One, you want to track the people who say they're interested. Everyone who says they're interested, you want to put their name on an Excel spreadsheet. Anyone who registers, you want to track that. So if they do register for the event, Zoom will do that for you. And then obviously you're going to keep track of the people who show up to the event.
Okay.
Anyone who shows up to the event, you'll start with them. So you generally start with who's motivated most.
Sure.
So
Yes.
whoever showed up live, you can hypothesize they're interested. They're taking time out of their day to join a Zoom call, listen to a few speakers, hear about a few opportunities of how to generate a side income. You can hypothesize they're interested, more interested than those who said they were interested and didn't even sign up.
Right.
So organize one-on-one calls, 15 minutes, right? 15,
Sure.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
And your intention is all about not just selling and giving opportunities for them to with your network marketing, but to really understand them and be of service. Understand them and say, what kind of income are you looking for? What kind of assets do you have? What interests you? Was there anything on the Zoom call that piqued your interest the most? And whatever path they feel like is best for them, you can help them take those next steps, right? Put out a really quick plan of saying, what do you think your next step is? Cool. On Tuesday at 4 p.m., send me a message. I'll give you some accountability and let's make sure you take that action step. Also on the call, you can say, hey, do you want me to share about how I've been able to generate some income with network marketing and with these products and with these business opportunities? And if they're up to hearing it, then you can walk them through the process. You can give them a bit of insight and a bit of understanding about it.
Yeah, that's great. So I will help them with what they're doing and then say, I can share with you what I'm doing if you're interested. And then if they say yes, then I can set up a different time to go, let's talk about this.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you want to present it. The main thing, the main foundation of sales is to understand where they're at,
Right.
understand where they want to go
Yes.
with detail, and then how your path forward can help them get there.
Yeah.
They're the
Right.
main piece of information you want to know. If where they're at and where they want to go doesn't align with your path, you can guide them elsewhere. You can be of service in other ways, right? Send them to someone
Sure.
else, send them a resource, give them some accountability, take an action step that's outside your network marketing. But you want to be of service in that environment, create raving fans who are generating really cool, tangible results with you, and then present the opportunity for your network marketing if it does seem like the path forward that matches where they're at and where they want to go.
Absolutely.
Especially if you ask the question of what's stopping them. So
Mm.
where they are now, where they want to go in detail, and then understand at depth, what have you tried so far? Has there been anything that you've learned, anything that you've executed in the past that hasn't worked? Do you have any reservations here with earning a side income or growing a business or doing these things? Like what's either stopped you in the past, what's stopping you now? What have you tried? These sort of things. So you're basically saying what's stopped you up until now, so that your path forward can actually be the vehicle that's going to move them through those obstacles.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yeah. So I want to find out what has stopped them before,
Mhm.
and possibly some of the other options that I've shared on this podcast, including mine, could be a way to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be the clear path forward for them. What do you have any questions there of how to go about that conversation? Anything like that?
No, that's pretty clear. Pretty clear. I'm
Cool.
familiar with the process, but you brought up some things that I haven't thought about. But yeah, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Find out what they need and see if I can offer something to help them, to serve them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. 100%.
good.
What do you think your next best steps are in promoting the event? Is it sending more personal messages, creating the posts, organizing the other speakers, like making it easy for them to promote it? What do you think is what do you think is most expansive for you to, get the message out there in a bigger way?
Okay, the the franchise lady is real good at putting together stuff on Canvas. So she said she's going to create a flyer for me. So I will include that image on my LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yeah.
And probably I'll send an email or a messenger to the other people that have said yes. And I've already arranged for the franchise lady to do PowerPoint slides for, she got 15 to 20 minutes. And I've got to get a hold of the realtor and see if he wants to do any slides. And they've already agreed to be on the call on the 13th at 7 o'clock. So they're good to go.
Oh, beautiful. It seems like, it seems like you just got to keep doing what you're doing,
Yes.
getting your message out there. Yeah, a flyer will help. I think if you have a large engaging audience, a flyer can help. A flyer can also help if you're struggling to put your message together in one piece and just give people the information all at one spot. I found that but it's when it comes to engaging people, conversations, personal messages, that's the way to go.
Sure.
If you you can use the flyer in that way, and say, hey, if you have any questions or if you want to learn more about this, here's a flyer that has these sort of bullet points, information, dates, times,
Yeah.
the Zoom link, whatever. So you can use the flyer in other ways that aren't just promotion. It's just here's a resource to send people for information. So have it all in one spot. But yeah, I think especially in the audience with the audiences, it seems like you have the personal messages, the conversations, the outreach, these sort of things are probably going to be where your time's best spent rather than spending a lot of time on a flyer and then posting it.
So are you saying that I should call these people and say, hey, I've got the event going. It's going to be happening on the 13th. And I'll put you down as somebody's going to be there. I'll send you the link. Is that what you're suggesting?
In terms of the people who are already interested or new people?
Yeah. People I'm already interested.
Yeah, do that as well. Definitely do that as well.
Then they're going to say, well, what's it about, Norm? Why don't you just tell me what it's about right now? So I don't spend 2 hours on the phone.
Well, what have you already told them? What do they already have? So you've already sent them a personal message?
Just a personal message. I'm going to be doing something on online, offline, creating a gig. Is that something that you'd be interested in? If you need to take a breath, something about the pain. Yeah, that's all I've sent them is just a 2 or 3 sentence.
Yeah, cool.
Would you be interested? Here's the pain. Here's what I have. Would you be interested? That's it.
And they have said yes.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, you just give them a little bit more information. A little bit more
On the
information.
phone.
Yeah, either voice message or a text and say, here's what we're coming up with. They've already said yes. So you send them either a voice message or a text. You don't need to call them because most people won't answer.
Right.
And most people aren't really available when you call them. But if you shoot them a message and say, here's more of the details,
Okay.
and say, we're going to be walking through how to, all the main ways to earn extra income for, people of our age bracket. We're going to run through, just these couple of things, what you can expect and the outcome of this. Outcome of this is you're going to, we want you to take some first steps to generating an extra income, generating a side income so that you can feel like you're growing in momentum. So if you shoot them that message and say, here's the link to sign up, then they're obviously ready and expecting more information about this event. So you just give them more information. If they have other questions, answer those questions. But I think just revealing what's most important right now is to say, here's more details. It's going to be, what's the date? The 13th or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. May 13th. Hey, the Zoom is going to be at May 13th at this time. We're going to be going over the main strategies and the main ways people are generating a side income nowadays, especially in our age bracket. Here's the link to sign up.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can say the outcome of this is to help you take your first steps to earning a side income. Something like that. Something that's gonna share a little bit more information about the details for when it is, what to expect, and you can add a little bit more about the tangible outcome that they're going to experience by joining live.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to consistently engage and motivate the people who have already shown interest, as well as putting the message out there to others who may be interested.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I got my work cut out for me.
You do, but well done. Once again, I love the difference in message here. Because people in network marketing can put out a message around their products and everything like that. I think this is a really smart way to go about it because you're being of service in a bigger way. You're combining your resources with other speakers so that you can share audiences, you can share resources and ideas and insights. And I think you're just being of service because network marketing is not for everyone, but you're generating raving fans in other ways. You're generating raving fans and being of service in ways that are outside the scope of your network marketing directly. I think it's a really cool way to go about it. And I'm glad you're getting some responses and people who are interested. So it's just ramping up the main foundational steps of what you're doing and enjoy the process.
Absolutely. Okay.
Cool. Anything else I can help you with?
I think that's pretty good for now.
Cool. Awesome. Shoot me a message if you have any other questions, especially as as you roll this out and as you get a bit more interest. And if you have any questions about the tech, then let me know. So I'm still unsure about what Zoom is able to do with the functions and things these days,
Sure.
but you'll be able to sort it out. It shouldn't be too difficult for you because it is a smaller crowd. So you'll be able to, build relationships and personal message people anyway.
Right. Okay, well, I will get on the phone or I'll get my message and text sent out tonight to the people who've already responded.
Yep.
And then I'll post the big post on LinkedIn and Facebook tomorrow morning
Cool.
and see what that does.
Beautiful. Well done, Norm.
All right. Thank you so much, Tyson. I really appreciate you.
Pleasure. You too. All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.